This one's emotional, guys. So emotional. I need to talk to you with a glass of wine because we poured our hearts into this house and now it's time to say goodbye. It's an emotional roller coaster, letting go of a house, and especially this one because we love it so much and we put so much of our heart and souls into remodeling it. And I just thought that you might want to know and commiserate, and for me to let you know how much I can appreciate and commiserate with you who are going through this exact same thing or are about to go through it and are thinking about, oh my goodness, what's it like? So here we go. I know a handful of months ago, we decided we were going to hypothetically put our house on the market, get it sold, and buy something else. And my thought process at that point had been, we'd already kind of been looking at houses, and I was thinking, well, let's get our house ready, put it on the market, sell it, rent a place, and then start looking. So I was thinking that that was the route we were going to need to go. Well, we started looking earlier this year, and we looked at a ton of houses, as I've previously mentioned, and one of them was like the house, besides our house, was the house that we were measuring all other houses measuring them against. It ticked so many of our boxes, but it's really dated and really expensive. And we were also going through the process of like getting pre-approved, basically. That was a whole thing unto itself. Okay, we own a house. They needed to know all of the stuff about it, how much we thought we could sell it for, what our debt to income ratio, our combined incomes, all of this stuff. And we went with one lender. And being in the industry, I then shopped the loan and we went with one lender while we were in the process of putting in an offer on a house. So let's back up a little bit. We're measuring all houses against this one house, right? And we keep looking. And we looked at it a second time and we're still like, well, it hasn't quite come down in price enough. We keep talking about it. Well, if it came down to this price, or if somebody else purchased it for this price, we're gonna be really sad. So we keep looking, we keep just talking about it. It's all like hypothetical at this point. We haven't really made moves to get our house super ready. Occasionally we'll think about it and do a few things around the house, but we're not super motivated because we need a fire under our ass. That's just how we roll. Everything is a fire sale with us. So we're looking. And one day my husband says to me, hey, this house came up on the market. It's got a pool in the backyard. And I'm like, sweet, show me the listing. He sends it to me and I said, okay, you wanna see it? And he said, sure. So I make an appointment for that afternoon. We're coordinating schedules, when can you go? And we wanted to bring the kiddo with us. So I make an appointment for after school pickup because it's on our way home from school. And I'm thinking to myself, it's not quite the right location. And I could really tell, being in the industry, I can tell when the pictures are going to be better than the real thing. So I was like, I'm going to go. I'm dropping the kid off at school in the morning before we go do this tour. So in the morning, on my way to school drop off, I make an appointment to see the other house that we're measuring all houses against by myself. So I drop her off at school. I tell my husband I'm going to this house first this morning. And I just, as I'm there, I take all of this video, like 20 minutes of video, just talking through all of the things, like looking at all the things like I would as a realtor. You know, as a buyer, putting on my buyer hat is totally different. So the first few times that I looked at it through the buyer's perspective of like, is this really gonna meet the mark for us? Is it checking all of our boxes? Yes or no? And then I went back through and was like, okay, what's the foundation like? How close are the trees? What is the condition of all of these things? All of this stuff. And how would it really live for us? Where would we put this? Where would we do that? Would we bust out this wall? Would we do all of these things? And so then my husband goes and picks up our daughter. Sorry. And we meet at the house of the pool. And it's exactly as I feared. It's Frankenstein. It said it was 4 garages. It was barely 2, or not 4 garages, 4-car garage. It was barely 2. The pool was amazing. The garden area was amazing. The driveway automatically left something to be desired. Like the way that it cut in, like you had to go somehow down the whole road and turn around and come back for you to come in at a good angle to get into the driveway. So I knew automatically, we're never going to get a boat in here. We're never going to get our RV in here. Like, this is crazy. So the inside was terrible. The layout was ridiculous. I don't know who the heck dealt with this house. It was way overpriced for what it was. And we got home and I was like, so I took video of the other house. Do you want to see it? And we go through it and we're rewinding and going back, rewinding, going back, talking about it. So that's the 3rd time that I've seen it. And then my husband goes, well, should we put an offer on it? And we had talked about, I don't know if I said this already, we had talked about if it was if somebody got it for a certain number, we'd be really upset if they got it. So I'm thinking, man, if we could get it for that, that would be great. So then we're like, okay. And so my husband says, I want to go see it again. So I make an appointment for the 2 of us to go and we go look at it. And then we're talking about it, going through the motions of getting a pre-approval, making sure that that's all done, which was crazy. And then we put in an offer, low ball. And I'm like, man, I'd be surprised if they even countered this. Well, they do. They counter it. It's a contingent offer. Our house isn't even on the market yet. It's a like, if we accept this, then we would go to market at this time. And then we'd have an accepted offer on the sale of our house by this time. And then we could close on the sale of that house by this time. And then we'd close on the purchase of this house a couple days later. And we offer them something really low. And then they come back and they're like, well, what about this? And we're like, that's still above that number that we wanted. So then we come back and we say, well, what about this? And then they come back and say, well, what about this? And we come back and say, but what about this? And then they say, no. But in the email from the other agent, she's like, they're declining this, but I have a feeling if you came back at this, they might accept it. So we came back at that. They accepted it. And guess what, guys? It was below that number that we were saying if somebody else got it for this much, we would be sad. So we're really happy. But we're also really sad because now this house that we've put so much time, energy, thought, love, care into is now on the market. We busted our butts to get it ready. It's on the market now, and we're going through all the feels, up and down and up and down, and our dogs are totally displaced. I don't know what the heck's going on, and we're having to keep it. I mean, we're a clean family anyway, but now we're having to keep it like so super clean and pristine, like nobody even lives here, and holding open houses and doing all of these things, and it is nerve-wracking. So nerve-wracking. Like, last time we did this, we sold in a weekend because it was COVID and everything was just going like gangbusters. That's not the case anymore. And man, it's rough. If any of you are in this, it is rough. I feel you. If any of you are preparing to get in this, it's rough, guys. It is rough. Be prepared to have your life turned upside down and for you to be kicked out of your house at a moment's notice. Figure out what to do with your dogs. Figure out if you're working from home, like to scoop up all your stuff and throw it in a closet or bring it with you in the car and hang out. These last few days, it's been like ridiculously wet and rainy, and I have been having open houses in my house, and I just stick the dogs in the freaking garage because there's nothing else I can do with them. There's no dog house. Our dogs have just always just done whatever they wanted in the south-facing backyard. We built in doggy doors for them. Like, what am I gonna do? So it is absolutely insane. And you know, they're talking about how much more inventory is out there and how the volatility of the interest rates have kept buyers from buying. And for me, my house is deep. My house is 10 minutes from the freeway, up in the hills, in the forest, backed to a green space. You know, you gotta know what it's like to live out in a place like this, or really have the desire to get out of the city. Don't want to be in our house. And so, like it just gets a different kind of traffic than other places do, where you have a high density of people who are really looking for that walkability. And it's just been really nerve-wracking. I had to kick my husband and my daughter out so much. They're just like all of these upheavals of your life that you just have to deal with for an undisclosed amount of time. For us, we are on a timeline, an absolute timeline. Like, either we have to extend our contingency out if we don't get an accepted offer by the time, or we gotta figure something else out. So it's extra nerve-wracking. But I mean, whatever, it's nerve-wracking all around. And once your house is on the market, if you like have a plan, the plan can change at the drop of a hat. So cheers to all of you who are going through this with me. Cheers to all of you who have this to look forward to in your future. Cheers to those of you who want my help in doing so. There is a Calendly link in the description here. If you're looking for my help, book a call with me. I'm happy to help you in any way, shape, or form that I can. Wish us the best of luck, because this is a doozy. Much love from Special Agent Tam, aka Tamara Stone. If you know anybody looking to purchase in Oregon City and it's before the summer, and don't hesitate to have those people reach out to me as well. Talk to you soon.